All right, so this one's going to be about name response, and name response is really important. It's important in a human world as much as it is for a puppy. And the reason it's important is that when we're somewhere, we want to ask somebody to come when called. We've taught our kids different tones, actually, and different names, such as Julia, Ellen, Nally, get in here. You knew not to go in there. So you kind of want to come up with things that not things. You want to focus on the names and the tones and the sounds that you're going to want them to associate as positive. You want to do it with a leash on, though. You don't want to do this with them out running around and, somebody just walks in the door and I'm trying to train name response. And remember what I said, even though they've learned this, it doesn't transfer to every environment as a puppy. When an adult finally hits their adult stage, it's much easier. That's why starting this like you have is so important, and maintaining it and setting it up at home for success. So the first thing I want you to understand is gotta have a leash on. At home, I might put a little leash, and that's called a grab line or tag line. And that way you can walk up and grab them and teach them these different things when you just little seconds here and little seconds there. So when you're training at home, the other important part of this is that you're not going to be training for an hour straight on. We break it up all day long. Life is training. Name response is expected to listen. Asking for a sit before she gets her food is an expected behavior in your house. Not jumping on things and staying off. So you're always looking at everything that you will have to repeat if it comes back up, but she's learned, and then reward. So we're going to do name response. I've got my treats. That's just always hanging on me. I might, in the kitchen, if I don't have this, I might have a couple of little pieces already picked out, chicken sitting on the counter, and I'm already know that that's there. So once I've rewarded, I can grab it from somewhere. That's the other secret I need to tell you about. So in the beginning, when we're training, we do show them the food to get the behaviors and get them up. But you graduate, like you do anything, and you start to have them learn they don't have to see the treat to get it, but they do have to do the behavior, and they do have to hear the marker word, good heel, or good come, or good sit. Those are all good is a marker word for the behavior they just performed, and you're really happy that they did, and they will get something. Sometimes it could be good sit, and I throw a tennis ball and start playing. Sometimes it could be good sit, and I get a chew item or a tug item out and start playing with that and getting them really happy, and then just play, and then just ask the command. It's that simple. Sometimes it might be something stuffed, and they get to go off and just, good sit and free, which is their release word to get up, and they get to go get a fun thing to go eat the food out of. So you can mix it up, but you want to have it pre-planned. All right? So this is going to be the very beginning. There's two things that we teach with name response. One is the name response. I just want to make sure my bag's open while I'm trying to do this for you. And the other is called touch. Touch is a target, which is our hand. Targets can become things like the wall. It just depends, but the very beginning is teaching the touch command. So, Taffy, now she's a good girl. It is hot, and today she's we went to the beach yesterday, so she is tired, but she's doing really good, and they've been playing. So as I do this, I'll move around, and I might say, now I've got my leash, Taffy, good girl. I marked it because she got up and came to me. Taffy, touch. Good. That nose hit the target. So I'm going to do that again. Taffy, touch. The hand target. Good touch. This is a great one for kids to play. But each person has to have a treat for this. And you get it bigger and bigger. And one person yells the name. That's the hardest part. Of course, all the kids want to start yelling her name and not giving her enough time to actually hit it. So you start it out very subtle, one-on-one. One with a parent usually. And then you guys get a little wider, and it's just what I was showing you right there. So I'm backing up. Taffy touch. Good girl. I'm rewarding her. Good touch. All the way to my hand. She's never been in this building free. So this is actually a very new environment for her, and she's doing really good. So that's name response. Let's review. You never want to say her name when she's full on distracted. You have no leash in your hand. You were caught off guard. That's where I could go get my dog. 2 is you want to plan it throughout the day to use it as a training that you're teaching. No matter where you're out in the house, no matter what you're doing, she hears her name, she needs to come. I do it in different rooms at this point, but when she gets home, I wouldn't set her up that much distraction at first. This is going to be happy to be home, and everybody has to learn new things. So you want to do it right there in the room. You're waiting for her to look up. Good girl, the minute she looks up. But you're not using the treat to get her to look up. That's where they'll start to be, that will become the hard habit for the human to break. And then all of a sudden the parent's saying, well, but she's only coming when I have the food. That's because she got conditioned. I always tell parents, whether I'm teaching kids or parents, you put it in their world. So if I went to work and the only time I got paid from my boss is when I saw that paycheck in their hand, not good job, not anything else, just they only gave me the money when I saw it. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna work for them unless you see it. They conditioned a child at school, they're only gonna get their playtime if they see that you're walking to the door and you're truly taking them outside. They may not trust you on that anymore until they see that. So you want to think of it in terms that everybody's got a plan with this one. Touch is a target. Target moves like this. The nose hits the target. Good touch. We're teaching them that timing is really important. Then that target moves and the treat can be given. In the beginning, I don't know the age group of the kids, but sometimes I'll have them just put a little treat right in their hand. The second part to this is you're moving backwards because you're teaching them to come to the target. So I'm moving away, eventually farther. I might pop out and ask for a touch. Now, I'm looking at my environment. She's really tired. It's really hot. I know that if I go running back to that room and ask it right now, she probably won't, just like we're not really quick to get off the couch when we're tired. So you want to also observe those things. I'm going to do one last one. Tappy touch. Good girl. See how I'm rewarding all the way to the, yes, good girl. And the treat can come after. What comes after this is free because she needs to learn she's done. And we're done. Good job.